What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, that guy named Jay, checking in. I got a message, man. I got a message for all of my new truck drivers out there. I got a message for all of the people who are realizing that they want to look into becoming a CDL Class A truck driver, whether local, regional, OTR, it doesn't matter. It's simple. Don't make the mistake that I made. Okay. Do not take your CDL for granted. You know, as cliche as it is, uh, as Uncle Ben said on Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And when you come into possession of a commercial driver's license, Class A, you have great power. You have the power to change your family's life. You have the power to open yourself up to a whole new world. Different things that you thought you would never see, or things that you would have to pay a great deal of money to see. You'll be able to see on a regular basis. If you're from the East Coast, seeing mountains, like real mountains, not that shit in West Virginia, but like real mountains. Seeing the Pacific Ocean, seeing the Grand Canyon, seeing desert. I know people who've never seen a desert before, and I'm from Virginia. I know people who've never seen a real mountain. I know people who haven't seen a building over freaking 7 stories. You know what I'm saying? They just aren't accustomed to those type of things. And me having my Class A opened me up to a whole new world of seeing things. And it just made me come back to my little small town of Newport News, Virginia, and look around like, man, it ain't shit really here. Honestly, or it was just, I was so used to things. But with that being said, man, I still didn't respect what I had because I was still out here moving the same way. When you get your Class A and you elevate yourself from poverty or low middle class or low class or whatever the fucking scales is, you take yourself up to a middle to upper middle class bracket depending on what you do. Some even have moved past that upper middle class, but that's a very small percentage of trucking. I think we don't iterate that enough. We always talk about truck drivers making millions of dollars, but I don't think we let people know that that's a very small percentage of truck drivers. You know what I'm saying? If you walk into a truck stop of 100 truck drivers, probably maybe 2 of them, it's in a 7-figure bracket, and that's being honest. You might walk a truck stop, none of them are. It's just very rare. But anyways, nonetheless, it is a great responsibility, man, because you have to move different. The way you act, not just in the truck, but at home in your personal life, you have to move a certain way, man. You just have to. And the mistake that I made was I still tried to, I didn't try, I was actually still doing things as if my livelihood wasn't dependent upon my license. I got a speeding ticket, an excess speeding ticket. I want to say it was 77 and a 65 or 78 and a 65. I can't remember specifically what it was, but it was in excess of, it might have been in a 60. That's what it was. They hadn't changed it because on 64, they changed it from 60 to 65, but I think that they hadn't changed it yet when I got my ticket. So I probably was doing like 77 or 76 or 78 and a 60. I don't know. You can look it up on the damn public records. I would look it up now, but I don't want to ruin time with the video doing that. But it wasn't a reckless driving by the standards of the Virginia State Police, but again, I answer to the Federal Department of Transportation. So it's no longer just a state thing for me. It goes on my federal MVR, which can be seen in any state by any person. So what happens now is I just screwed myself. I screwed myself because a lot of companies, they weigh excessive speeding very heavily. My thought process was, well, it's in my personal vehicle. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. NVR is NVR. Doesn't matter if you're on a scooter or flying a plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you in anything going faster than 25 miles an hour, you are responsible for operating that vehicle safely. That's just the facts of the matter. And I didn't. I made one mistake. One mistake. Now, granted, I had other tickets. I had tickets for improper. No, was it failure to stop? Failure to stop was simply because I was in Pennsylvania, and they have rest areas that they convert into. See, when you in PA, you'll pass a lot of rest areas, or you'll have a lot of times on your Qualcomm or whatever your GPS system, they'll say way station coming up. And it won't be a way station. It'll be a closed down way station, or it'll be a rest area that's no longer a way station. And it was one of those situations, but it actually they had opened it up, and it was like a mobile way station, if you will. And I passed it. I got pulled over by a city cop. Failure to stop. Another ticket I had, which just fell off, was improper driving in Olathe, Kansas. That was when I was with Trans Am, and I had just came from CRST after I got my CDL and dipped out on them. And I went to Trans Am, and I did the road test, and I hit a pole on the road test. And I got a ticket for improper driving. Hadn't been a truck driver for 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I want to say I had another ticket. No, I had an overweight ticket in Cali, but that's not a move violation. And I had like an inspection sticker ticket here in Virginia, which isn't a move violation. It's probably the stupidest ticket ever. They give you a ticket because your vehicle isn't up to their standards for the state, whatever. Stupidest thing in the world. But anyways, the point is, with that speeding ticket, I fucked up my situation. I had a decent gig. I was at Great Wide. I was pulling, I guess you could call it regional OTR, dedicated. I was home every other day and home on Saturday. I keep saying the weekends, but really it was just Saturday. Sunday I was rolling out. And I was making $1,500 to $1,600 a week, and just like that shit was gone. Just like that for that ticket. You know what I'm saying? And I could say shit like, oh, well, I didn't know better. I should have fought the ticket. You know, I should have, got a lawyer. And I probably should have. No, let me not. I should have. Let me be very clear. I should have. But at the same time, to even say that would mask what really is the issue, which is I shouldn't have got the ticket in the first place. I shouldn't have been out here driving at that speed on Thanksgiving of all days. But I shouldn't be driving at that speed. And it's just like, when you come out here and you get this CDL, man, again, learn from me. You got to move different, man. You can't be, if you in the car club gang, or you got a car that, you got that, everybody got that car that they like to cut up in. You can't do that shit no more. You just can't. You can't risk it. You have to move. Like, you got to drive in Miss Daisy. I know that shit sound corny, but that it's your livelihood. And I thought I understood it, but I for sure understand it more so now than I ever did before. Because you always understand certain things, but you take it for granted. We play with it. You know what I'm saying? We flirt with it. But when you get bit and it come and get you, ain't no flirting with it no more. It got you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I learned, man. This is my lesson. This is my humbling experience. I took a lot of things for granted in my trucking career. I took consistency in jobs for granted. And even then with that, it's so crazy because even with my job hopping isn't the main reason why I'm struggling to find a gig right now. It is because of that speeding ticket. Job hopping never really slowed me down unless it was like a local LTL company. Those are really the, and then like a top tier company, when I say like they starting you off at like $80K or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But then again, a lot of those situations I didn't want to do because it was either doubles, triples, tanker, hazmat, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So I was never really interested in those anyways, because you don't have to have a top tier trucking gig to make decent money in trucking. When I say top tier trucking gig, you're making 90 to 100K. I was still able to get gigs where I could make 60 to 70 to 80K. You know what I'm saying? So I was making 70K at Great Wide. Well, I had the opportunity to make 70K. You know, so I really haven't been anywhere longer than a year besides Swift. So I really can't tell you how much I made on a year, which is sad. It is what it is, man. You know, just gotta laugh at it, man. Laugh and learn. Can't beat myself up over it. You know, I can't go undo that ticket. Can't go back in time. Can't, you know what I mean? This ain't Thanos. This ain't Endgame. I can't snap and make shit right. Wish I could, but can't. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is, man. Learn from me. Learn from me, man. Move different, man. Not just with your driving, but just the people you hang around with, man. If you hang around with people who out here smoking or doing shit that ain't right, why you still hanging with them when you trying to do better? You feel what I'm saying? If you just it's not to down them or it's not to down anybody else, but it's just like you just have to move different if you want to be different. When you get this CDL, you have to be precautious. You can't take the chance of drinking a couple brews with the fellas and then you go drive to the crib. You can't do that. And I know for us, you know, and I mean for people my age, that may not seem like a big deal. I mean, it won't shit used to go to Smoky Bone or Hooters or wherever the fuck, have maybe 3 beers and some wings, and okay, I'm gonna drive home. I'm not even tipsy. But now, as a truck driver, I have to be cautious of that because it's like, yeah, I may not be tipsy, but if I'm over that legal limit, that's my ass. And again, we take it for granted. We don't think twice about it until something happens, and now we in the middle of it trying to figure out what we did wrong, and it's like shit. This little small mistake could cost me big time, and that's what it's done for me. You know what I mean? So I just say that to say, yo, you come out here, you get this CDL, you know, get it, be proud of it, but take care of it. Treat it like your baby, because it is. You know what I mean? It is a seed that you have planted into your life to grow into a prosperous life. Don't ruin that seed by doing something stupid. You know what I mean? So that's all I got, man. I hope this message reaches you. I hope you take care of yours better than I took care of mine. And I hope you don't find yourself in a situation like me. You know what I mean? So as always, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God Family Trucking. Go.